Hi Anti-Society, welcome back to the Antisocial Planet, and today we are checking out chapters 14 and 15 of Season 2 of Tower of God. And last couple of chapters, we had some interesting stuff with Rapdevil. I think that was probably the most character development we've got with him. He seemed a little bit smug when we were introduced to him. I'm sure I will go back and watch my initial reaction to him showing up in 50 chapters from now and be like, I was completely wrong. I've taken a 180 on my feelings for him. But I love that we got some time to sort of understand who he is and what motivates him, as well as a lot of the other characters, with them trying to figure out this game and deciding on how they were going to go about strategizing for this particular game. But I loved getting some of his backstory with his daughter and how she was taken from him, and he just wants to be the kind of person who can protect her and get her back and stuff like that, which is why he has such a strong protective instinct of Misang, who is around the same age, I'm assuming, as his daughter, if not as a young child. So he definitely feels a similar thing for her and wanting to protect her, especially against this auntie person who is suspicious to say the least. I don't think any of us trusted her to begin with, except maybe Misang, because she's very, I think, generally trusting, but it's fine because Rapdevil seemed to have done a pretty good number on her off screen with them fighting. So he's kind of protecting Misang, and we had Prince and Yin, who are frozen in Yin and Bom's room. So Bom has left to probably go and fight Love, because that seems like the easiest way for him to win everything, and he just kind of wants to carry on with his life. He's very much not interested in this whole picking teammates thing. So maybe we'll get a little hints of him. I don't know if anyone else is going to get in his way now that Prince is frozen, but we'll see, I guess. And we did have Gosang, who was out trying to actually play the game by the rules, because we had Wangnan and Nya, who were just staying in the room. They were just like, why don't we just stay here and see what happens? So there's lots of little pieces starting to move now with this game. And I'm sure that there are some other people. What about the other people who were with Prince? We know we ended off on an ominous note where we were in Prince's and Rapdevil, was that his name? The guy with the really dark eyes. He was in the room by himself, and then he noticed something. Someone came to the room, or he heard something or noticed something. We didn't get any context. So just I'm trying to remember all the pieces, all the moving parts that are happening so far. But this game, I've been told in the comments of one of my videos that this game is quite complicated. So if I get a little bit lost, that's the way it is, It's fine. I'll know the right information when it's in front of me in the panels. So let's just get into chapter 14, and I don't know who we're going to be catching up with, but we'll see. Okay, chapter 14. Looks like we're starting with Gosang running around. I like the blur effect. I guess because there's not a lot of them and they're all on different floors, that you would have to travel quite a bit if you were actually trying to play the game of going to people's rooms and making friends and stuff. Was 101 Prince's room? I'm trying to remember who was where. No, Wangnan. I feel trying to remember who was what, because I think they're all something 01. They're just on different floors. Yeah, it's just hiding. I mean, they did open the door though. I feel like they could negotiate something. They seem a little bit on edge though. Got the Pokeball ready. Look, you guys have been friends, sort of. You got this. I think they're just we're hiding. That is our strategy. That was the plan? Yeah, that was the plan. Honestly, I was expecting running around and screaming. So it's slightly different than what Wangnan usually goes with. So, points for thinking slightly outside of the box. Just be friends, make teammates. Good to offer up a symbol of trust first, for her to be here's my USB so you can trust me. Interesting to say to give up everything. We did get a little bit of Misang talking about how she was forced into this by her family. So kind of getting the flip side of that of why did Gosang end up going on this test? Give up everything. That's definitely different from what most people say with a tower. They usually say something specific, or to have everything, or that's kind of the allure of the tower, is the chance to have everything that you could have desired. She does have slippers on, that's true. Not exactly committed to proper footwear. Honestly, I never wear the normal slip-on slippers. I have the boot slippers, because if I'm committing to having footwear on, I'm gonna commit, okay? Because otherwise, barefoot. Interesting for her to say I met Misang, because I'm assuming up to this point that they were family in some capacity, but that's kind of a blurred line. I feel I was thinking of it biological, which might not be the case, because great families are not necessarily blood relations. You can adopt people into it, but also I know that there's a thing in Korea, South Korean culture, where you can call someone brother or sister even if you're not related. It's just a endearment as opposed to actual family ties. So there could actually not be a blood relation between them, or it could be a weird translation. I never know. I never know until later on. It's kind of sad that she said I knew I was gonna fail, and that was just her mindset going into it. She just felt she had to do this, as opposed to having the drive to actually do something. And succeed. I like how that's what his takeaway is. He's like, so I'm your mentor then. That's not what she meant. Oh, we got unfrozen. Look at you go, full of rage. Just like, get back here and fight me. We've all had days like that, haven't we? Hey, lurker, where have you been? We didn't see his room. Who was he roomed up with? I'm assuming one of the other like henchmen things that were also there with Prince. Like, that's not what's important. It is to Prince though. What happened at the room though? I want us to loop back to what happened at the room. He's dead. That was not what I was expecting. I was expecting like someone to show up and maybe fight him. I was not expecting death. Who would it be though? Like, who would have the talent to do that, but also the motivation? Because they hyped him up earlier about being strong. It probably isn't Bomb, because he's going off trying to fight love. I know that they're probably going to tell me super soon. I just want to see if I can guess it. And it can't be Prince, and it can't be Yun. Raptor was with Misang. Teddy Bear's in the room, and I don't think he would have the motivation, let alone the strength. I think he was proven to not be quite strong enough. The auntie was fighting with Raptor. Is there like other people that we just haven't met yet? Is it a rancor? Is it not true? Is a red herring? No idea. Did they just tie her up? They're just back to playing their game. It exists. I mean, you gotta, if it's so that you have to match the last letter, you gotta do creative things like that where it ends with weird letters that just stumps people. Did she win with that? Because he didn't respond fast enough, he got distracted. Are we all becoming friends and teaming up? Immediately picks a fight with him. Look, we're gonna try and be friends, right? I mean, I guess he can properly team up now because I'm assuming Gosen is just gonna get Misang to open the door for them. I like how it's like the flex is I would dance a jig in front of him. Okay. Is this Magnet again? Wasn't he talking about how he's good at like singing and dancing? Gotta show off that skill so he can be part of the team. See? Sing a song. I was like, wasn't that his selling point? I feel like it's not. They're saying that's probably Bomb Violet, and I'm like, I feel like it's not. I feel like that's not what's happening, but maybe I'm wrong. I'm like on edge again. I can feel my body starting to like curl in on itself like I can escape, and yet I need to know what happens. And like how immediately they're like, open the door, let us in. The chaos. They're totally not cowards, okay? They're so brave. They did not need to hide in the room with the little girl. Never. We saw nothing. I like how they're just immediately, they're like, everyone else must be dead. That's why he's here. Oh, it is. Okay, it is Bob. I like how he just like clears the area with his presence. I feel like there is someone else out there though. Like if someone attacked Rapdevil, then I'm like, who is it though? Because I feel like it's not Bomb. Because why? It feels like a inconvenience for him. Why'd he go out of his way to fight him? Yeah, he's not interested in fighting anybody except love. Everyone else is just like an inconvenience in his way. I mean, he's making like a beeline for love though. Like we're focusing in on Bomb, and I'm like, I feel like it's to imply that he's the reason that Rapdevil is dead. But I don't think so. Because they talked before, but like, and he was like threatening when they talked before, but it doesn't seem like a good motivation to go out of his way and fight him. I feel like everyone's gonna believe it's him though, because they all just like assume that he's like a murderous monster, which I mean, he might be at this point, but I don't feel like he would go out of his way to fight somebody else. Because he didn't even attack Prince. He just froze him and left. I feel like I'm like missing a piece, and I should know it. Like it's been told to me, it's been shown, and I just need to find all the pieces. Hello, love. Looking intimidating, looking past the cap of the hat. I feel like we're not gonna get to the fight right away though. I feel like they're gonna make me wait. Who else could it be though? I mean, there was the person who's like in charge of the floor, like in charge of the tests. Could have been like another ranker though, just passing through. I mean, who's the auntie? Where did she come from? Because she wasn't earlier. So there could just be like other people in this part of the floor. I know I'll find out eventually. Anyway, chapter 15. See, it's like he chose to fight with love. And like people pointed out where you could see that Love's score in the previous test when they were doing the Shinsu stuff was significantly higher than Bomb's. So Bomb has like an idea of how powerful Love is, and he's still choosing to fight him. So either he's got way more power than he's shown off up to this point, like in Bomb's case, or he is like actively trying to avoid fighting the other people. So who would be powerful enough to fight Rapdevil and kill him? He's not going to accept teammates. He doesn't do that anymore, which is a shame because he was real cute earlier on, just an adorable cinnamon bun, and now he's just like moody. Ooh, okay. See, that shifts it. If there are people who get special missions from Foog as they're taking the test, that would be a good motivation for him then. If it's in like an order and he just has to do it, then maybe. Which I feel like is why they're setting this up, because they're like, here's the possibility. Again, it might be a red herring in some way, where everyone just assumes that it's Bomb even though it isn't. It could be though, if he was ordered to do it. I was like trying to think, I'm like, well, why would they want like Rapdevil dead like specifically? But like Love saying it's just because they were trying to like mock the rules of the tower. Might be it. Like if you're trying to show that you can break the rules of the tower, then that is like kind of spitting in the face of the whole system, right? So that might be why. I feel like there has to be more to it. Maybe there isn't. Maybe this is just a way of showing the kind of people that Bomb is associated with now. I like that it's the pitch machine because he's got the whole like baseball cap going on and the gloves with the, I'm assuming Shinsu. I'm assuming there has to be some kind of other thing to this. Like it's gonna be super fast or something. It's gonna be, I don't know, dangerous. It's like not gonna take a normal arc as you would expect a pitch. There's always something. I never trust anything now. I'm like, you say those are the rules, but what's actually going on? Ah, okay. So he's basically gonna have to be fighting Love while also trying to catch this USB connector thing. So there's always something else going on. I'm like, it can't be as simple as like playing catch. He's definitely gonna take this test. I don't feel like he would give up the chance to, I don't know, do something solo, not get other people involved. But I feel like it does come from a place of like, I think Bomb still legitimately cares about other people. He's trying very hard to like dissociate from that, but I think he does. I feel like he very much wants to ensure that no one else gets hurt. And that's part of the reason he wants to do things solo, is because he doesn't want to have other people around, like partly because he has some significant trust issues at this point, but also because he doesn't want people getting hurt on his account or because of what he's trying to accomplish. And he seems a little bit self-destructive at the moment. I don't know if he cares all that much about his own preservation, which I assume he doesn't want other people to get caught up in that. It makes sense there's three chances now that I think about it. Like if it's like a baseball thing, then 3 strikes, you're out, so 3 tries. Yeah, I was like, I'm assuming that it's gonna be quite something. when this pitch is made. He's quite good at the whole Shinsu manipulation thing, so I feel like there's gonna be a bit of a flex in here. It's just like a wave controller who's quite good at this. Did he slow it down? Like stop it from spinning? Ah, you stopped it. No, sure, go for it, right? I was gonna say he's a wave controller. He's pretty good at all of that stuff, so I'm sure he's something up his sleeve. You didn't underestimate him. Because I feel like within like the scale of the tower, people are kind of saying like, oh, he's here for a reason because that's where his power level sits, which I don't think is true. I'm assuming that he spent a bunch of time training and being with Foog and stuff before deciding to continue on his journey with the tower. And I think that this is just him going through the motions of like needing to pass the previous levels, the previous floors, before he can get somewhere where it might actually be a challenge to him. Because like I said before, we haven't seen him legitimately have to try really with anything. We've yet to kind of see the cap of his power set where he is right now. I feel like we're gonna see some of it though, because fighting a ranker is different, and I want to see how Bomb measures up. It's a cool panel though, with the like electricity and the swirling smoke and stuff. Ooh, did we kick it? You can't kick things in baseball. We're gonna follow the theme. My limited knowledge of sports tells me that. Like I legitimately don't know anything about sports, really. I mean, it's not going towards the glove anymore, so that's pretty good. Did we wreck the who's in charge of cleaning up? Because this is like, what, the 3rd or 4th time someone has wrecked the flooring just in this season alone? Whose job is it to clean up? Like, how much do they get paid? Because I feel like they don't get paid enough. Whatever it is, I feel like we need to double it. The kind of property damage that happens during these tests and fights and stuff must be ridiculous to have to clean up after. Even if you are like able to control Shinsu very well, it just seems like a weird use of your talents. I feel like it's definitely like a menial job that someone has. Someone who's trying to make enough money to be able to take the test again has to like redo this tiling. Ooh, we're seeing Bomb's eyes though. That usually means he's focusing in and getting a little more serious. Yeah, they're definitely a foul. Aren't there like certain I really don't know anything about baseball. My knowledge ends at 3 strikes and hit the ball and run the bases. I feel like it would have to be a mission, and that would be the only thing that would explain why Bomb would go after Rapdevil. But all the other reasons don't make any sense to me. Even though he was being kind of threatening towards him before, I don't think it's enough for him to go out of his way and like spend time on it. Like Lurker saying, like, there was so little time, why would he, shift his attention? I feel like he could do it. I just don't understand why he would do it. No, Prince is wanting to pick a fight with Bomb anyway. This is just more fuel for the fire. He's gonna go fight him. Beheading seems a little bit much, but okay. Who are we talking to? Who else doesn't like Vile we haven't seen? Oh, new people! See, I was like, I feel like there are other people around. So couldn't one of the others have picked a fight with him? Are we just gonna trust these people? Look, the spiky teeth seems like maybe not the most trustful people. We can't see this person's eyes. That's always a bad sign. They're just showing up with a plan already to like recruit you to go. It seems a little sketchy, and I feel like Prince probably is in the right emotional place to think through this critically, but it seems like a bad idea for my removed, less angered state of mind. Maybe we don't just trust the first people who show up and say, I have exactly what you need. So that was one try, I guess. I mean, foul, I guess, doesn't count as a strike, right? Again, I'm like digging through the baseball knowledge I have for this analogy. Ooh, I feel like saying now I know his tactic is calling it too soon. You know a tactic. I feel like there's more going on. Like the little spark though at his feet. He's like getting ready to run. See, I feel like he's trying the same thing again because it's easier to just stick with the same thing and make love feel like he knows what's going on. You don't want to give away too much, you know? Oh, they're both kind of fighting back and forth with the whole controlling it. Ooh. Sorry, I like how we have like the stripes on his shirt and they're kind of like blurring out with the motion. Ooh, okay. We're just full on fighting now, I guess. I mean, this is cool with like the kind of like aura around him, like with like, I'm assuming to show that there's like Shinsu behind his movements. Is that like supposed to be like a camera flare or something? There's some cool light stuff happening. My brain is just like, ooh, colors, lights. I think I'm red flags all around for this one. I feel like he might join them, but don't. I do not trust. See, Lurker, I don't want to agree with him because he seems like not the best person, but in this instance, I feel like he has a point. It's a bad idea. Good to say that they won't like officially team up until later. Good, we're not just throwing trust right away because that would not be a good idea. No, this is a bad idea. I'm like, we should not do this thing. Though it is Prince, so maybe if it backfires, I'll not be as upset as I would be if it was someone else. I feel like he deserves something to not go his way because I feel like that has never happened properly, and he believes that he can just get whatever he wants and people will just like jump when he tells them to, and I think that he needs to kind of face the reality that not everyone is on his side or will just do what he says or, you know, has his best intentions in mind. You know, he's not the center of the universe, and I think that this might be a lesson in that. Oh, we're getting a smirk though. Does Lurker know something? He is devious. Did he talk to him then? To the other people that showed up, and that's how they knew what was going on? I believe that. He's manipulative. He's got those snake vibes. Ooh. I'm a little upset that that's gonna be the end. Keep ending on these very ominous notes. I don't even know where to start. I like that we're getting to see some of them team up. So how many? We have Misang, Gosen, Wangnan, yeah, Arkraptor, and then I guess that means Teddy Bear too because they're a team. So that's 6. They need 7? Is it 7 including Bomb, or is it 7 without him? I feel like it's 7 without him. So they need 1 more maybe, and then that'll be the full like teammates, and then they just need to capture enough rooms for that if we're going with the like actually following the rules thing as opposed to everyone else going rogue. But I kind of expected what the team up was going to be, but it does show that there's other people that are also taking part in this test or on the floor and or have some kind of involvement in what's going on. So I feel like we're going to run into some other issues. I am still trying to wrap my head around the whole Rapdevil murder thing because part of me is like, is he actually dead? We only have Lurker's word. I mean, they were there in the room, but that doesn't mean that, you know, he couldn't play it off in some way, or that it wasn't Lurker that did it. It was a little suspicious, a little smirk at the end and everything going on. I don't know how powerful Lurker is because I don't know if I trust like the numbers from the previous test, because again, you could just play it off of not being strong enough, like just strong enough to get into the next part but not fully show off how strong you are, or if he got someone else to do it because he seems pretty sneaky and he has the whole contract thing. I feel like there's a lot more going on. I feel like it's easy to be like, Bomb did it, because everyone wants to just believe that he would do something super awful like that, but it just seems out of character unless he was doing it because it was a specific mission. But other than that, I don't see him going out of his way to do it or to like correct people, because I don't think he cares what people think of him at this point. He's just like, you can think that I murdered somebody if you want, as long as it doesn't inconvenience me, it doesn't matter. So I feel like there's definitely something else going on. I don't know what was gonna happen with his fight with Love though, because they seem to be, I don't know, kind of figuring each other out and what the other one can do, and Bomb seems slightly more into this fight than we've seen up to this point because we got to actually see his eyes briefly, which usually only happens when he's invested in what he's doing. You know, trying not to be, he tries to be very connected. So when we actually do get to see his eyes, that's like more of a connection to what's going on. So we'll have to wait and see where that goes, because I feel like in terms of power, Love might have more in terms of like brute strength and probably like training, but he also has a ton of emotion getting in the way, and that might make him sloppy or not pay attention to what he should be, because he is sort of deciding what Bomb's power level is before this. He feels like he already knows who Bomb is and what his strategies are going to be like and his power level and stuff like that. So that might be to his disadvantage because he's too confident in what he knows, even though he could be entirely wrong. So we'll have to wait and see. There's like a murder mystery element now, and that very much intrigues me as like someone who loves mysteries and figuring out the like detective stories and stuff. So I'll probably be like trying to go back through stuff and be like, who did we see in the background of panels that might be important now, putting together different pieces and stuff like that. But you can click this playlist to go see my previous reactions, or you can subscribe so you miss next time I post a Tower of God reaction, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!